Hello everybody, I'm Dredge and welcome back to my channel. So on the end of my Weapons of the First Galactic War video, I was talking about how I was going to show the Illuminate and then play a mission against the Illuminates. And I was waiting for the days to be closer to the 12th of July because there's speculation that the Illuminate may come into HELLDIVERS 2 on July 12th. So I was kind of waiting for the days to move on a bit before I made the video, but something unfortunate has happened which has kind of impacted everything I wanted to do in the video. On the galactic map, the Illuminates have been defeated, so I cannot go and play a mission against the Illuminates, which is something I wanted to do in the video. I wanted to go down the list of all Illuminate units, say what they do, describe them, and then go and fight a mission with them. So you can see that how they attack and all of that stuff. But they've been defeated in the time between the last video and this video. We are the 2nd of July today. We are possibly 10 days away from the Illuminate release. The information is speculation through data mined information that the Illuminates are very close to being released. And through some of the information on the leaks, they think it could be July 12th. I'm not too sure. I'm skeptical that it could be July 12th because we're coming into, I think we're actually already in the Swedish summer holidays, and so they're on Arrowhead anyway, are on reduced hours. No, the whole development team, they're on like a skeleton crew keeping the game ticking over, and releasing the Illuminates is kind of a big deal. With how things just tend to break when things are added into the game. I can't imagine they would want to release them when they're not all hands on deck. So it could be July 12th. It could be 6 weeks from now. So we're looking at August time, which is a bit unfortunate because I think the sooner the Illuminate are in the game, the better the game will be. Just having more stuff to do, another faction to fight. So unfortunately can't go into a mission, and I don't want to use someone else's YouTube footage for fighting the Illuminate. I don't want to deal with having to do that. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to do the encyclopedia, which is what I was going to do in the video anyway, like as a part of it. So some things I want to restate. I think I mentioned this in the last video, but the bugs are the Terminids. They're just a different name in HELLDIVERS 2, but they function mostly the same. The units are mostly the same. The Scouts, the Vanguard, the Stalker, the Shadow, the Warrior, the Elite. The Impaler isn't in the game yet. The Tank is the Charger. The Behemoth is the Charger Behemoth. Brood Commanders, they're in HELLDIVERS 2. And the Hive Lords, you can see the carcasses or molted skins, whatever they are, of the Hive Lords on most planets in which you fight bugs. Actually, I think maybe even on some automaton planets you can see them. So the bugs are mostly the same. The cyborgs are a different faction to the automatons. We do have some kind of overlaps, like the Legionnaire, it's like the Shield Devastator. The Berserker doesn't have two chainsaw hands here. Butcher is kind of like the same as a Berserker. Don't have the Hounds. Grotesque, we don't have them. The Hulk is like a heavy armor shield devastator. tank, the Warlord, which is closely resembles the Hulk in Helldivers 2, and the Siege Mech is the boss unit, not yet in Helldivers 2. But like I say, the Cyborgs are a different faction. We could maybe be getting some iterations of these units into Helldivers 2 at some point, with the automatons being on Cyberstan, which was the Cyborgs' home planet in Helldivers in the First Galactic War. So the point I mentioned that is because it makes me think there's no reason why they wouldn't almost one-to-one copy the Illuminate from Helldivers into Helldivers 2 and the way that they function. There is one thing that they may change, but I'll talk about that when we get there. So the first unit we have in this encyclopedia anyway, the Observer. This is like the scout unit, and it's also the reinforced unit. Yeah, they just fly around. When they see you, they will teleport in the Illuminate. So you have bug breaches for the bugs. The automatons use drop ships. The Illuminate, they teleport. And it's these observers which will reinforce them. So, and also in Helldivers 2, they will be 100%, they'll be in Helldivers 2, but they will also probably be flying units. So look up with the Illuminate, because you don't want these observers calling in reinforcements, and they're typically, in Helldivers, they'd be pretty much one shot by any gun, even a burst from the pistol. So a weak unit, they reinforce, but they're not the only one. So we're going to skip down to the Watcher. The Watcher is the same as the Observer, but it has a shield, so it takes a little bit more damage. And that will give them more time to raise the alarm, to teleport in the Illuminate units. But I also believe they will run away, that they'll stealth and retreat. Because were they the stealth ones? Heavy armored versions of the Observers with a shield extra. Same role as the Observers. Watchers supervise more important and less integrated members of Illuminate society. Yeah, their extra armor and shield grant them additional time to raise the alarm. I thought they were stealth as well, but it just must be the last one, which is the Obsidian Observer. These are also the same as the Watcher and the Observer, but this one has a weapon, so it'll also join in the fight. Just reading this one here, it's not mentioning the stealth. So I'm going to double down. I'm going to say that the Watcher, it is stealth. The Observer, I don't remember this one being stealth. But the Watcher, it is stealth. And it will uncloak when it calls in the reinforcements, but then it will cloak and retreat. I believe the Obsidian Observer will do the exact same thing. It's a shame the Illuminate got defeated in this current campaign, because I could just go in there and test it. But yeah, so it's the reinforcement unit, and it has a weapon. So those are like the 3 reinforcement units. So then we have all of the infantry. The tripod has a shield, and it says the weapon is a Tesla charge. It's kind of like the Blitzer in Helldivers 2. It's a short range electric attack, but it also stuns. When it comes to HELLDIVERS 2, this is one of the things I think could change in its function a little bit, because we have armor from the Cutting Edge Warbond, which is 95% electric damage resistance. So if these only do electric damage, they're useless. And the tripod is one of two. We have the Strider, which is the heavier armored tripod, which is also a Tesla charge. So what I think, I think it may be a bit more like the hunters for the bugs. They will stun you, do a little bit of damage with the Tesla charge, but they may be melee units. Or they may just have an additional weapon for HELLDIVERS 2 to do the damage with. So that's the tripod and the Strider. So the hunter. Oh, the tripod, by the way. They're quite a common unit. As well as the Strider. So that's more reason why they're not going to function. I think they won't function exactly the same, because you could just completely negate them as with that cutting edge armor. It would be kind of like the hunters, like you have like hunter proof armor. I don't know, barbed wire armor. So like the bugs hit you, they die, you take no damage. It's kind of, you know, you just wipe out like four very common bug units. So they will change most assuredly. So the hunter is this is the guy with the electro pulse. So is he the one? Let me just look. Yeah, he is. Hunter, he's the one. So this is like a sniper unit. Yeah, let's read the description there. Stealth and guerrilla tactics. These soldiers use long-ranged, high-powered electro-pulse gauntlets. The static air is clearly visible to the eye and can be avoided before the projectile is fired. So in HELLDIVERS, these units would be off-screen, and they would then start their attack. And you would see just a blue beam start forming, and then it will fire. It will one-shot you all the time, unless you have... Does the shield... The kinetic shield might tank the shot, so you'll be able to survive with that. And the displacement, in the last video I showed the displacement field, which was a perk. Displacement field, so when you take serious damage, you'll teleport a short distance to the side, so that will save you from that shot as well. So yeah, they could be a bit annoying at times. So in HELLDIVERS 2, I think they'll play exactly the same, to be honest. I think they'll be quite a long range unit. Maybe I would like them to be like a longer range unit, so they'll sit maybe 150 meters away and then do their sniper shot. So if you're using a breaker, the incendiary breaker, you're not likely to... Well, I mean, you probably would, because that weapon is just incredible. You probably will be able to kill one of them at 150. But it leads to using more longer range weapons. So the assault rifles, the counter sniper, the diligence sniper. But yeah, their stealth, very long range unit, will one shot. So keep an eye out for them in the distance. So actually, you remember early days. So this came out in February, March, late March. If you read the Reddit, there were posts on there, people posting about blue lasers. That is entirely this unit. That, like, if it was true and there were blue lasers and it was from the Illuminate, it's this unit, because this is the one that has blue laser beams. So if they were there this whole time, it was this guy. He's stealthed. He's very far away, like 100, 200 meters away, 300 at the extreme. I don't think they will be, because I mean the Diligence counter sniper is 200 meters on its scope. But yeah, so if it was true, it was this guy. So the Apprentice. Oh, so yeah, this guy can stealth, which is largely not too important in Helldivers because he was off screen anyway. The Apprentice, he is stealth, so he kind of acts like a stalker. He'll try to run up and melee you. Not much to it more than that. The Outcast, he is also stealth. He kind of looks like Illidan from World of Warcraft there, or Warcraft 3. That's where he came into it. Apprentices that attain knowledge and failed, shamed by their society for not being able to learn fast enough. They are forced to fight on the battlefield, draped in a cloaking field, and improperly armed with only melee weapons. So yeah, they're just stealth stalkers. The Watcher we saw that, the Strider, the Obelisk. So this unit, I believe it will come into Helldivers too. So this unit, you can see it's got like segments on the image there. So this like opens up like a flower, and it will have a shield. What it does is it projects look like a blue nano wall, and it's basically crowd control. If it builds the wall and you're standing where the wall will be projected, it will be a one shot, and that used to happen so much in Helldivers. Kind of one of the reasons why the jetpack is so good in Helldivers, especially fighting the Illuminate, is when you're on those higher difficulty levels, you have so many of these obelisks. Like in every engagement, there's probably 2, maybe even 3 obelisks putting down their walls. So you can't run through the walls, you can only jetpack over them. And they have a shield when they open up, so they're also hard to kill. So you would have needed some kind of stratagem to kill them, or an anti-tank weapon. If you had the Rumbler, which I showed in the last video, that's also absolutely amazing for destroying these. One or two volleys will destroy them. But yeah, I absolutely think these will come into Helldivers too, and I absolutely think some of the more casual Helldivers players will absolutely not like this enemy unit. But deal with it. You got to have some difficulty in the game. As unkind as you may find that, deal with it. Use a jetpack. So the Illusionist. This could be one of the very bemoaned units that will come into Helldivers 2. They're shielded. They can teleport around the map, change their location, and what they do is they fire out this like white ball, which will home in on you, and if it detonates on you, it will do some damage. But in Helldivers, what it would do is it would completely reverse your controls, so your left becomes right on your movement. So no, this is movement. So yeah, it would just invert your controls. This is for the aiming in Helldivers. If you aim this way, you'll actually be aiming the opposite way. So it would cause a hell of a lot of confusion. So if you was fighting the Illuminate and Helldivers, you had to learn how to play backwards. Or for the 4-5 seconds, whatever the confusion would last, you would just do nothing. You would just not attack. And you would have 2, 3, 4 of these on the map at one time. But they would also sometimes come with the council member, which is an upgraded version of the illusionist. As far as I can remember, they play exactly the same. Don't remember them having a different attack. They still fire out the white ball that will cause confusion and reverse your controls. If I could get into a mission, we could find them and observe them. Really unfortunate I missed out on that. But yeah, they function the same. As far as I remember, they do exactly the same thing. They're just a little bit tougher. The description there: the absolute masters of the Illuminate race. They are the ones holding their alien spaghetti-like appendages on the WMD trigger. They are very much like illusionists, but with political power and increased protection. So there you go. They're like the illusionists, but have more armor, more protection. It says their resilience is high, armor medium, which is the same as the illusionists, but maybe it's a little bit higher than high, a little bit more medium than medium. Meeting one of these on a battlefield is a free pass to take out part of the threat presented by the Illuminate race. So, and then we have the Great Eye, which is the boss unit from Helldivers. I'm sure all the boss units will come into Helldivers 2 at one point. The Great Eye, the Siege Mech in some form, Bugs, the Hive Lords. I'm sure they'll be there at some point. Some people speculate on the Hive Breaker missions. And what was the one before that? The Dark Fluid mission. When we was making Meridia into a black hole. Some people saying, like, were speculating, like fan theories, the noises underneath the planet or in the bug holes is the Hive Lord. Unconfirmed, but it's fun to speculate. So last thing about the illusionist and the council member. So these white balls they fire that confuse. In Helldivers, you can actually shoot those energy balls and it will dispel them. So that comes into Helldivers 2. Look for those white balls and destroy them. Save your Helldivers. Okay, so that's all the units there. So that's all I can really do for this video. And we're at 24 minutes. Just such a pity we can't get to the Illuminate planet. Is there any reason? Not really. I mean, I'm thinking to go onto one of these bug planets and cyborg planets and like show off some more stratagems, but I don't really know to really show off. I mean, it'll be cool to show off this rifle, how powerful it is, how we need it in Helldivers 2, or just for all the rifles to have AP ammo. But like I said in the video, we have most of these weapons. It was only Trident we don't have, and yeah, the Justice. Oh, there was one more. What was the battery? Oh yeah, the Constitution. That was the meme weapon. Oh, the Camper. Oh, and the Paragon. Wow. Yeah, we have the DMRs, so we don't need those in Helldivers 2 really. stratagems, not really. So I think I'll just leave it there for this video. So if the Illuminate are coming out on the 12th, I don't know if this galactic campaign will finish before then. Even if it did in Helldivers, the Illuminate aren't there to fight at the start of the Galactic War. They come in at a later point, just like they're doing in Helldivers too. I think even the cyborgs, I think they come in. So I think you actually start fighting only the bugs, and then there's a terrorist attack by a cyborg. I have the screenshots for those, and that makes Super Earth declare war on the cyborgs. And then at some point, Super Earth develops a problem with the Illuminate and also declare war on them. And they declare war on the Illuminates for what this description says here. Appendages on the WMD trigger. So they Illuminate are an advanced alien race, and but they're also quite young. So I guess they're kind of a bit like the Tau in that respect from Warhammer 40,000. A very young race, but have developed very rapidly and have become like a very serious threat. And Super Earth don't like them. Highly sophisticated, their civilization has endured for several 100,000 years. Okay, so not that young. They call themselves the Squeeth. Originally aquatic, these creatures dressed in ceremonial robes have managed to create vast and extremely complex neural network space travel. Species have since their first tentative steps towards the stars produced weapons of mass destruction in large scale, and as such is something the people of Super Earth cannot ignore. So it's just for that reason Super Earth declare war on the Illuminate. So that is it. There's nothing more to show because I can't get into an Illuminate mission. If they do not come out on the 12th, then I can keep monitoring Helldivers, and when the new Galactic War starts, I can come back and do another video where we actually play a mission against them. So that is the end of the video. So thank you for watching this long. We are approaching half an hour into what I thought was going to be a 10, possibly 15-minute videos. I grossly underestimate how long I can talk about Helldivers. But in any case, thank you for watching this long, and I'll see you on the next video. I don't know when that will be. It will probably be Helldivers 2 related, maybe a tier list. But in any case, I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye for now, and thank you for watching.